I've had a shit of a Christmas. I know. I've been in to see the doctor. I said I got an hereditary problem. I said I got diarrhea. He said, well, that's not hereditary. I said, well, it's in me genes. And last Christmas Eve, I went to church. Wasn't that lovely? In the little church, and there was a very elderly couple in front of me. They're very old. They was old, very lovely. And she whispered to her husband, she said, I've just very, very, very quietly broken wind. What do you think I should do? He said, put a new battery in your hearing aid. I thought after Christmas, I'd take my little grandchildren for a ride in the car. Isn't that nice? Isn't that lovely? They're only 3 and 4. They're lovely, they are. They're just gorgeous. And they was in the back, and we was following a dust cart, and a dildo blew off the back of the bloody dust cart. Shit. You've never seen such a piece of apparatus. Never in your life. He looked like a Swiss roll with a sheep's heart on the end. I'd never seen nothing like it. Well, it hit the windscreen. So I said to the little children, did you see that insect hit the windscreen? And the little girl said, it's amazing you can fly with a great cock like that. Isn't that amazing? Now, the news is, Denzel been to see the doctor. He said, I got a problem. I keep dreaming about the green cross of home and Delilah. He said, you got a clear-cut case of Tom Jones disease. He said, is that common? He said, well, it's not unusual. Oh, Christ, it's a bloody madness. Well, Denzel, he'd been in to see the doctor. He hadn't been well. He'd had a lot of piles, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't that sad? And the doctor got looking up at his piles. He said, I should want your whole name. He said, well, I just call it me arsehole. Yeah. And we should be hearing about 4 beautiful people to be executed in a foreign country. There was an Englishman, a Scotsman, an Irishman, and a Frenchman. And they said, before you die, before you're shot in the back of the head, you can have one last wish. Wasn't that nice? Wasn't that lovely to give them that? Wasn't that lovely? And the Scotsman said, if that's the case, I'd like 100 Scottish bagpipes playing The Flower of Scotland. The Irishman said, if that's the case, I'd like 100 Irish tap dancers dancing the river dance. And the Frenchman said, if that's the case, I'd like the French national anthem being played by a full orchestra. And the Englishman said, if that's the case, shoot me first. But I went into Plymouth a fortnight ago and I found a prostitute in there. And I said, I don't mind paying a bit extra, but I'm a bit kinky. I like to beat you with a hairbrush when I finish. She said, well, how long will you hit me with a hairbrush? I said, till I get my money back. I was driving into Tavistock yesterday, and the car in front of me stopped, and I drive right in the back of the bloody thing. I smashed the bloody thing right up, and the dwarf got out. He said, I am not happy. I said, well, which one are you then? Piss off, you twat. Piss off, you wanker. It's the Jehovah's Witnesses. They asked Denzel if he'd be a Jehovah's Witness. He said, I never even seen the bloody accident. Well, I always remember, when I was a young boy, I had my first girlfriend. How lovely she was. She loved it. And we was out walking like we used to. We used to go walking, and there was a bull up in the field shagging the cow. Christ. She said, what's going on up there? Well, Well, I said, look, as the bull have run out of petrol and the cow's giving him a lift home. She said, look at this shagging. She said, out of that bull, know when it's right time to do that. I said, well, it's all due in nature. When she gave off the right smell and she's smelling right, he happens and give her an abortion. She said, I think this nature's pretty marvellous. She says, amazing. We got outside the pub. She said, look, it's 2 dogs here shagging. Christ. She said, how do we know when it's time to do that? I said, well, I don't know, do I? I said, is this nature business? When she's smelling right, he jumps the board and give her a portion. She said, I think this nature is bloody marvellous, all done by smell, isn't it amazing? Well, I took her home. I said, when shall I see you again? She said, when your bloody cold get better. Need I tell you about my wife? She's a fat-ass bastard now. I know anybody can grow fat, but she is an ugly bastard cow. She had to go to see the gynecologist. He was looking after Fanny. With one eye shut. He said, that's the biggest Fanny I've ever seen. That's the biggest Fanny I've ever seen. She said, well, you needn't say it twice. He said, I never. She went in the dentist, and she sat in the dentist chair, and she took her knickers off, and she put one leg on each arm of the chair. He said, madam, he said, I think you know to go the next floor up. The gynecologist is the next floor up. No, she said, I need a dentist. She said, yesterday you give Jethro new false teeth, and today I want them out. I bought her a new car for Christmas. I bought her. She said, that's no good to me. I want something that'll go from 0 to 160 in 3 seconds. I bought her a bathroom scales. Let me tell you about that bloody Pemberley. He went down the road with my new Bentley, a brand new Bentley, and the police stopped him. He said, mate, he said, where did you get the money to buy this car? He says, nothing to do with you. Mind your own business, you nosy bastard. He said, that's no way to talk to a police officer. He said, well, mind your own business, you nosy twat. He said, get out of that car. Get out of that car and stand there. And he stood Denzel in the middle of the road, and he got a spray can, and he drew a circle around Denzel. Right, he said, you stand in that circle, and don't you move. He said, I'll teach you. That's not the way to talk to a police officer. And he went back, and he took his truncheon out, and he smashed in all the back lights of the Bentley. Well, Denzel is pissing himself. He said, I'll stop you laughing, you twat. And he went up front, and he smashed in all the headlights. But this time, Pemberley's nearly on the ground. You bastard, he said. You laugh at me. And he took his keys, and he went up one side and down the other, and the bonnet. He said, why the hell are you laughing? He said, every time you turn your back, I jump out the circle. And that's Slip-Along Trebascus. He's another tosser. Back when we had last Christmas, when we had that terrible weather, it was 3:10 in the morning, bang, bang, bang on the front door. I went down, and this Trebascus pissed as a bloody mattress. He said, Jethro, he said, give me a push. I said, piss off. I said, the trees are blowing sideways. It's the worst night in bloody history. You shouldn't be driving anywhere. Your piss is a mattress. I said, bollocks, I'm back to bed. Well, I got back and went to bed, and my wife said, who was that? I said, bloody Slip-Along Trebascus wanted to push. He's pissed as a mattress. She said, well, you can't leave him out there. Oh, for Christ's sake. So I had to put all my clothes on, my Wellington boots and my sou'wester. And when I said, where are you two if you want a bloody push? He said, I'm over here on the swing.